of a dividend from profit made from an asset of the state. The Honorable Dr. Terence Drew and Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis made such a promise during the elections campaign, and he has kept his word and will be paying a dividend from the CBI to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Let me also say that apart from it being the first anywhere in the Caribbean, St. Kitts and Nevis included, it is only 4 months that he has been in office for with his government. And he came in after or during the endemic of the COVID-19 pandemic. And he promised the people of St. Kitts and Nevis that he will look after them and try to make it easier going forward, coming out of the pandemic. And so he has designed, with his team, a COVID relief and recovery package. It's a COVID-19 relief and recovery package. Even though all of the damage was already been done, none has been done under him, but he is seeking to relieve. And not only to relieve, but to offer ways of recovery. The government took office on the 6th of August. September, October, November, December, 4 months. So let us see what all they have done so far for the COVID relief and recovery package. 1, there were persons who were quite skeptical, for one reason or the other, about the COVID vaccine that was rolled out, and so decided not to take it. Under the previous administration, even though they claimed how much rights you had not to take it, they encouraged the employers to terminate you. And so persons were terminated because they had a fear. And I would say a legitimate fear, without any form of compensation. And those persons were paid some compensation by the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Administration under the leadership of Dr. Terence Drew. That is the first thing that was rolled out as part of the COVID-19 relief and recovery package. The second thing to have been done was an honorarium to the frontline workers during the pandemic. The third thing that was done was the payment of an extra salary for the month of November. The fourth thing that was done was the rollout of the Back in Business soft loan program in partnership with the Development Bank at a 2.5% interest rate. The fifth thing, number five, is preparing to pay the dividend, the CBI dividend, to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, let me say that Each of these things that were done has one thing in common: the injection of funds, money, into the economy. As recent as last night, listening to a magazine program out of England, the government of the UK is still in some ways seeking to inject finance into the economy. The United States of America, all those metropolitan countries, because the fallout, the lingering economic fallout from COVID is enormous. And government has to find little ways of helping their citizens to stimulate the economy. So in 4 months, here are 5 things, 5 major things that have happened. And this one, in my mind, is even more major. And why would I say that? I say that because it is the payment of a dividend. So let me bring up here what the press release from government says about it. Because the payment of a dividend by a government is not an easy thing. It's not a little thing. Bastia St. Kitts, December 8, 2022. Press Secretary Office. And it says, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis has approved the payment of a citizenship by investment, CBI dividend, to the citizens and residents of the Federation. The CBI dividend is a share of the profits and retained earnings received from the Citizenship by Investment program. The CBI dividend will be facilitated through the St. Christopher and Nevis Social Security Board and will be distributed in 2 tiers or categories. The first category are those who are pensionable and pensioners. The second category is classified as those who are not yet pensionable. This is a new policy implemented by your government as a commitment to the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew-led St. Kitts and Nevis Labour Party administration campaign pledge to the citizens and residents of the Federation. And why is this important? Because it didn't take him to go into government, him and his team, that's Dr. Terence Drew and his team, to think about it. This is something that they said they would do on the campaign trail. Of course, they couldn't offer you a figure then, because one would have had to see what was in the dividend. And so, still not my responsibility to announce a figure. I would announce here, however, that you would hear from the Prime Minister pretty soon on this matter in his own voice. Now, what is a dividend? A dividend is a profit that a company pays to its shareholders when there's a profit. Now, not at all times when there's a profit that you get a dividend. And it does not mean that all of the profits made from a company is paid out in dividend. In fact, that is never the case. Because profits would also have to be used for the general good of the shareholders of the company. And so, yes, a lot of the money that could have been there from the CBI was squandered by the previous administration. And so the profit is less than it ought to have been that is available. But even out of that profit, there are some things that needs to be done, some capital investment or other important social investment that need to be done on a general scale that would better benefit the people collectively.
Okay, it's 11:22. We've got Austin Edinburgh in studio, and he's here to discuss with us the CBI dividend that is due to be paid in about, is it 3 days?
I said,
Oh, started, yeah.
Yeah, but I said, well, Social Security has already said when they would start to pay it.
Okay. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, and of course we'll be taking your calls, but I have a few questions when I come back. We'll be back with Austin Edinburgh.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WIN FM.
Ram, the good food people, promises to make your holiday season a whole lot merrier and brighter. Simply shop at Ram Supermarket and Cash and Carry this December and enter to win free groceries for 1 year valued at $50,000. At Rams, you're always guaranteed better prices, better quality, and better service. Happy holidays from Rams, the good food people. 'Tis the season to shop with your good food people at Rams. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
This holiday season, a loan from TDC Financial Services is for me and for you. Up to $85,000 for any purpose. So you know, top up for my food business, repairs on the house, and all the styles for Sugar Mass 51. And of course, sorting out my kids for back to school. Hear what my friend had to say about her experience.
Girl, I love to get my holiday loan at TDC Financial Services. It is less hassle and you get the loan fast.
So you see, TDC Financial Services is the place to get what you need this Christmas. A loan for me and a loan for you. Terms and conditions apply.
Jingle all the way home to Flow, where the speed is faster and price is better. All the way home to Flow, merry connections that bring us together. Yeah.
Christmas starts the moment you go postpaid with Flow. Because when you do, you get a free smartphone. Plus, you get 20 gigabytes of data, unlimited WhatsApp and YouTube, and 4,000 local minutes. That's our Christmas jingling your way to keep family close anywhere, every day.
All the way home to Flow.
Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
And we're back with Austin Edinburgh here to discuss the CBI dividends. Now, my first question is, you just made you made your initial treatise just now. The first thing is, isn't it reasonable to expect that in paying out these dividends that the government should at least let us know the state of the books and exactly how much money is available, how much profit is being made, especially over the last few years. I mean, it's nice to have it's nice to get a dividend, but it would be great if we knew exactly what was going on with the finances. Also, the other thing that struck me is we have a budget. A budget for 2022 would have been tabled in Parliament in December 2021. So explain to me how it works that the government just ups and decides that they're going to be paying out all this money in the face of the fact that this more than likely was not budgeted for in the 2022 estimates.
Let me start with knowing what the books are or what figures are in the books. If you're talking about the CBI specifically. It's a new government, and of course, an accounting would have to be done before a wholesome picture is given as to the exact state of the books. I indicated to the fact that millions of dollars, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars of the CBI was squandered by the previous administration. And I say squandered because it was unwisely spent.
Okay, but it's fair to expect evidence of this. Where's the evidence?
And I'm saying to you that today we are not here for that.
Okay, let's take a call. Take our first call. Voices, you're on the air. Hello? Voices, you're on the air. Okay, we go to another call. Come on. Okay, we're having some issues here with our phone. Okay, Voices, you're on the air. Go right ahead.
Good morning, Jumpster.
Hey, what's up?
I see money coming. I see money coming. Jumpster, you ain't only named Jumpster. You're jamming. You asked the true and right questions that I was about to ask. Jumpster, you hear the song I sing? Timothy Harris, before he and during the time he called the election, before he lost, he sing that song, he see money coming. You ask him the right question, how in 4 months you could... Cut me off now.
No, you're here. You're here. You're on still.
Are you here?
Yeah, you're still
I
on.
thought you
Yeah.
cut me off.
No, man, I wouldn't do that.
Timothy Harris said he see money coming. That plan that you hear Edinburgh talking about, Timothy Harris had it in place. So it's only something continued.
Please, don't lie. Timothy Harris had nothing in place.
I'm not lying, I talk the truth.
Okay.
You all got a way to fool people.
The only
To believe
Wally,
because you get informed.
Wally,
You
Mr.
can't do
Handout
this
Man
and you can't
Wally,
do that.
Mr. Handout Man Wally. The
I
only
can't handle
political
that.
party,
You don't give me somebody handout.
the only political party
Okay, come on, guys.
on the campaign to have offered the payment of a dividend was the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party. So if PLP had that in their plan,
People can recall
and okay,
that Timothy said after the election, he is going to show you where money is.
because I listened
The
to him.
CBI ain't just come in yesterday, since you get in.
It's plain and simple.
Okay, Walford. No, you're still there.
Thank you, Johnson.
Okay, great. Let's keep your calls coming. 466-0989, 662-0989, and 762-0989. Now, Austin, I don't want you to think that I'm going after. I'm just asking reasonable questions.
No, Jamster,
right? Yeah.
Jamster. Let me say what I said.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to him, and if he's not prepared to listen to me, then I'm not going to listen to him any further.
No, I was referring to the questions I asked.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. I'm here to take any hard question from anybody, including Wally. It's just that when he's finished speaking, he needs to allow me to speak as well. So let me make it abundantly clear that all of the political parties in the last election, which was just 4 months ago, printed manifestos online. Some even went as far as to have some leaflets with some of the things that they
You want to hold that thought and take the
Yes.
call? Okay. Voices, you're on here. Go right ahead.
A pleasant day to you, Mr. Edinburgh, and to you, Jamster.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
Great, man. Richie Bunting here. Jamster, to the question you asked Mr. Edinburgh about the state of the books and budget that was passed, I wouldn't necessarily say it's irrelevant in a sense, but it's not that great deal to me in perspective because you got to remember first thing when a government but if you know how government works when a government budget most of what a government budget is entailed is based on projected revenue, not revenue that they have. Is what's projected to come in, and so they build a budget based on that projection. Right? That's the first thing. So, so as far as the CBI and the dividends that are paying out, remember, the new administration did declare that there was $600 and something million in the government account. So they could offset the CBI dividends from what is there, and then as the revenue for CBI comes in, that could be replaced. So all of that is in projection as well. So just like how the government could project on the basic ordinary revenue that's coming in, they could project what CBI is going to bring in as well. And let's just say, if for right now CBI accounts are empty, of which I doubt that, they could use from the saving account that they have and replace it with from the projection coming in from CBI. So I don't think that question.
But that's fair.
You know?
That's fair. But then that doesn't answer one of the other prevailing questions. Is it would be nice to hear the CBI numbers from 2012 up to 2021. And there has been a lot of caginess. There's been a lot of caginess with successive governments. Everyone is guilty. Everyone is guilty of not really telling us what's going on. I don't understand what is so. I don't understand what's the big secret.
Right.
I know what the big. I know what's going on. But I'm not going to say it. Everybody can read between the lines.
The part of the question I really had a problem with was speaking about the 2022 budget that was already put there.
Yeah.
You know, to me that to me is low. That question is kind of loaded with.
Okay, Austin. You want to challenge Mr. Bunton?
Well, it's not a matter of challenge. Let me first say that the budget is recurring income and expenditure. That is what a budget is about. It's a statement in relation to that. And even in a company, dividend is never given in the budget for the company. Dividend is determined at the end of... Let me finish, please.
Yeah, windfall.
Dividend is determined at the end of the year and taken to the AGM as an announcement as to whether or not there will be dividend. So to answer your question, Jamster, a dividend did not have to be projected and will never be projected in the budget. The books that you ask for, the question that you ask about the CBI is fair. But let me say this, that this government is only 4 months in, and as I said, that they will provide wholesome figures once they have them. That has been, and I don't want to say investigate, because everybody, as soon as you say the word investigate, they think that you're trying to put somebody in jail.
But you can't have it both ways, though, because you said the government has only been in 4 months. Okay, we've been asking for the numbers, so then they've only been 4 months. So how are you paying out a dividend without comprehensive?
Jamster, if you're asking for the books, that's something different to if you are asking if there is an operational profit. So tell me what it is you're interested in terms of the information.
No. What I mean is, you said the government is 4 months old, yes. So what I'm saying is, you can't have it both ways in the sense that the figures, having the numbers from, let's say, 2012 right up to 2021, but then 4 months in, and you're already blowing up the treasury.
Jamster, again, I'm saying that is an allegation that is not true, and that is unfair. This is a CBI dividend. Nothing to do with the treasury. And we need to begin to understand.
So
that,
if
let me finish, Jamster.
Go ahead.
A government has several accounts. The accountant general account, though major, is only one of them. Just one account. The CBI would have its own different accounts. Fees that the government gets as a part of the program has nothing to do with the contributions to the program. And so they will go into separate accounts. And so when we are assuming things and informing, we must also point out the differences so that persons are aware. And that's why I said to you that in a company, when they put the budget forward, you will never find anything about expected payment of dividend. A budget is saying, this is what it's going to take to run the company, and this is what we expect to make from the service that we provide. At the end of the year, you may make less, you may make more. You may make nothing, you may make a profit. You may make a loss, and when I say make nothing, it means that you might break even. You may have a loss, or you may make a profit. It is at that time that dividends are determined, whether or not they will be paid, and how much.
Okay. No, maybe the blowing up the treasury comment was maybe it was unfair, but okay. So I'll concede that. But I'm just saying, the thing is, I just think that given the 4 month span, I'm just thinking they could have been a little more measured in the amount of time it took to do this.
And let me tell you why they can determine whether or not they will do it. Because those who manage the system will be able to tell them if there is how much money there is in the account. And when we're talking quantum, let me say it's $23 million.
Mm-hmm.
$23 million that would be paid to citizens and residents of St. Kitts and Nevis through this dividend. $23 million. It is part of the COVID relief and recovery package. And I want to say that a lot of advice were given to the Prime Minister to wait until next year to pay it. A lot of advice were given to the Prime Minister that some people should not get it. The Prime Minister has the right to make decisions once he has all of the advice.
Okay, let's take this call. Richie, you still there? Okay, Richie, I think.
Yes, I'm still, but that's fine. I'll continue to listen.
Okay. Voices, you're on here. Go right ahead.
Hey, good morning, James. How are you doing?
Hey, good morning. I'm okay.
Good morning, Edinburgh.
Good morning to you.
You know, just to clarify something, the CBI money goes into the consolidated account in the Treasury, which is monitored and whatever.
Sylvain. No, you're not going to misinform anybody about that.
Go ahead.
And I'll tell you why you're not going to misinform anybody about that. You previously on a program here said it should go into. And are you going to listen to me for 1 minute, or are you going to talk? Because I'll just let you talk.
Yeah, but you interrupt my thing. Go ahead. Go ahead now. I'm listening.
The previous administration promised that they will do that. They did not. They removed, they finished away with the SIDF and started what is called the HRF. Sylvain, no consolidated funds. You must not misinform the people. Because if it went into the consolidated funds, there would have been no need for an HRF. That's a separate account.
You finish?
Go ahead.
Now tell me so I could think. Thank you very much for the explanation. Now if we take the IMF report, you will see that they were asked to put it there. And if you read the estimates, Jamster, if you get your hand on a copy of the government expenditure and revenue, you will see on the other non-tax revenue, the CBI funds. Let me say it again. Under whatever program it comes in, it goes into the consolidated fund. All right, so thank you. But now let me ask another question. Now, Jamster asked a relevant question, you know. If you went in there in 4 months' time, and you cannot give a clear thing as to the state of the finances, and then you start to share out the money, maybe legitimate and everybody want money. Everybody want money. But is it in the best interest of the country? I don't know if you listen. Friday you heard what Mr. Kande said, which is something that the IMF has been asking. Rather than just dishing out the money, some of the money should be put in what is called a sovereign growth fund.
Do you want me to answer to that? Are you going to allow me to answer?
Don't answer yet. Don't answer yet.
Why shouldn't I answer?
I'm going to give you a chance.
You're going to give me a chance. I thought Jamster was the host of the program. Okay, who's Sylvian?
Yeah, he's the host. You're a guest.
You're all cracking me up.
You can't monitor the phone. So what I'm saying, before you come in 4 months' time, how many millions have you dispersed since? And another question I've been asking myself, if those who refuse to take the vaccine got something, shouldn't all of us who put our life at risk to take it be compensated?
Sylvain,
Think about it seriously.
Sylvain, let me answer your last question first. Those who took it,
I'm listening.
Those who took it were not terminated.
Like me who took
yeah,
it.
are you going to listen to me?
Hello?
They were not terminated. The compensation that was given was not given, Sylvain, because they refused to take it. It was given because they were terminated, even though the former Prime Minister said they had every right to decide whether they will take it or not. They were still terminated without any form of compensation. It was for that termination. No, let me finish. Let me finish, because you are here to misinform.
Go ahead, finish. I want to correct you.
It was that termination without any form of compensation.
That is incorrect.
That is what the government sought to correct.
Let me tell you.
According, Sylvain, you're not going to tell me what the government sought to correct. You're not in a position to tell me. You are not in a position to tell me. You are not in a position to tell me. I will tell you that the government corrected the dismissal without any form of compensation.
Shouldn't those of us who put our life at risk to take the vaccine be compensated? And by the way, those who were terminated were paid, according to the Act, the Labor
Sylvain,
Act.
why do you feel that these persons should get nothing?
They got something.
They did not get anything. Or any form of compensation they did not get. Let me tell you what they got. The vacation pay, which is their money, which is due to them. Hold on, Sylvain. No, you're not going to lie. Or payment in lieu of notice.
Thank you. That's what they got.
That is not a compensation.
Of course.
You feel that is enough for ordinary people.
No, it's not enough.
And you are wrong.
They were compensated.
And so what is wrong if this caring government... What is wrong if this caring government feels that those who lost their income, those who lost it without any package of compensation, be compensated? Tell it
without
to
any
those
notice
people,
were
Sylvain.
paid.
Don't tell me. Tell them
Then
that you
I'm
think they
telling
shouldn't
you.
get. I thought they should have gotten, and the government was right to pay them.
You see, that's what.
And if you
You
tell,
are bad advisor to the Prime
Sylvain,
Minister, you know.
I'm
You
saying
got
let's
him there
close
squandering
that
the
part
money.
of the discussion off. I
You
feel,
are one of the advisors. Please
Sylvain,
advise them properly.
Sylvain, I feel that the government was right to pay them something.
Because you see, you want to
And
do shit.
Sylvain, if you don't want to get them
wanted you
paid, let me talk about the dividend, which I'm here to talk about. You
all
are
right,
just,
let me talk about- let
you
me
are
explain
just
dividends to you.
viciously trying to prevent me from talking about the dividend.
No.
If
no,
Jamster
I want
want
to
to
talk about
entertain
dividends.
you, I will not
Jamster
entertain you
want to talk
anymore
about
on
dividends.
anything other than the dividend.
All right, let me deal with dividend.
Okay.
Jamster.
Okay, guys. So
I own shares, right, in a number of public companies. Dividends are paid to shareholders. In relation to the CBI, the only shareholders to the CBI are citizens of this country. Let me say it again. Dividends are not paid to people who don't own shares, you know. The only shareholders to the CBI are persons whose passport or citizenship are sold. Anybody that's outside of that, they're not legitimately, you know, the compassion you give them. They're not entitled to it.
Oh, thank you for saying how compassionate this
But you say
caring
that
government is.
You're wasting the money.
Thank you.
You see, you don't
Thank
have,
you for
don't
saying
have
that.
financial accounting.
Thank you for saying that.
So when you're saying, oh, he do 5 things, where the money? What about the book?
Sylvain,
when he said that,
Sylvain,
I said he was lying, you know. He
Sylvain,
was lying. If he
Sylvain,
really was
Okay.
genuine, he would not have been dishing
All
it
right,
out.
I
like that.
will wait
Anybody
until-
will come and
Okay,
say, all
okay,
right then.
guys. Okay, guys. I'm gonna take a quick break, but when I come back, Austin, I want to talk about one of the things. I think one of the things that most people have been expressing some, maybe concern is a strong word, but expressing some trepidation about, you know, the giving of the dividends to foreigners who just happen to have a social security number. So we could talk about that when we come back, and we'll take your calls. It's 11 minutes until. Okay, let me take this call. There's a call coming in, so I may as well take it. Voices, you're on here. Go right ahead.
Good morning, Jamster.
Hey, go ahead. Keep it brief, and
And
then.
good morning, Mr. Ellenborough. Good morning. Carl Brown here. Mr. Ellenborough, you said $23 million is going to be paid out of the fund or the profit of the CVI fund to citizens.
And residents.
A question.
I said
Do that
citizens
include-
and no, Carl. If you're going to quote me accurately, please. I said citizens and residents.
Yes, well, I'm asking, does that include overseas citizens? That's one question. Number 2 question, what formula do you and the government are using to come up with paying out this money? Is it going to be on the amount of Social Security contribution or how much years you're working? We need to know, because $23 million sound a lot to be paying out. And then another question is it going to be $23 million be paid out? It means some person going to get up to $10,000 and upwards, some people going to get under, depending on the working force.
Carl, the Prime Minister will say what the figure is. Don't come here, come peddle no nonsense.
Said ask you any question. You said it a while ago.
No, you are saying, hold on. You just said that some people don't get up to $10,000, and that's I'm saying to you, stop peddling lies, because I did not tell you what the figure is. Stop peddling lies.
If you check up with accounting and you're paying out $23 million to workers in this federation, which we don't have 30,000 people working, and you're paying out $23 million, there are some people going to get
Carl,
$10,000 up.
again, it is to active contributors, inactive contributors, and pensioners, stop saying things that you don't know. As a fact, find out what you don't know, Carl, before you speak on it. Please. Please. Please.
Okay, Carl. I have to
Find
go to
out
the
what
break.
you don't know.
What formula you all are using?
Well,
I would like you to answer those two
yes,
questions for me, please.
if you give me a
Okay.
chance to, I will answer.
Is going to be a part of this payment.
If what?
Okay.
And number two
If who?
is what formula you all come up
I heard
with
that.
to
If
be
what
paying out
citizens?
$23 million.
If what citizens?
Overseas citizens.
All right,
Okay, Carl.
let me
Carl.
answer, please.
Carl,
Let me
fair
answer.
question before, but okay. I
Please
feel
let me answer before you.
I feel like a boxing referee. Go ahead.
Please let me answer before you go to the break, Jamster.
Sure. Go ahead.
I listen off you.
Now, once you are in the Social Security database, you will get something. It is only going to be 2 tiers of payment, 2 categories. Each category, each person in each category will get an equal amount. Let me make it abundantly clear. If you're in category 1, everybody in category 1 will get the same thing. If you're in category 2, everybody in category 2 will get the same thing. This rumor, this peddling of misinformation to create dissension can't be allowed. What formula, Carl? That's the formula. If you would have paid in as much as 500 contributions, you would be in category 1. Because you would either be a person who is pensionable or you are already a pensioner. If you have only paid up to 499 contributions, you would be in category 2 because you are not yet pensionable. Everybody in that category will be getting the same thing. But if you have been out of the system and you ask about citizens overseas, as long as they are in the Social Security database, they will get a dividend. If you are not in the database, you will not get a dividend because Social Security database is what we're using. Hence, Social Security is facilitating. That's all they're doing, facilitating. The money comes out of the CBI to pay this dividend.
Okay, with that, let's take a quick break and then we come back. We got 5 minutes until news time. Austin Edinburgh, our guest today on Voices, discussing the CBI dividends that will be paid very shortly.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9 Win FM.
Flow, jingle all the way home to Flow, where the speed is faster and price is better. All the way home to Flow, merry connections that bring us together, yeah.
Christmas starts the moment you bundle your Flow internet with your Flow mobile. Because when you do, you get a free laptop. Plus, you get 100 megabits per second internet speed, 20 gigabytes of data, 4,000 local minutes, and unlimited WhatsApp and YouTube. That's our Christmas jingling your way to keep family close for Christmas and every day.
All the way home to Flow.
Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
Ram, the good food people, promises to make your holiday season a whole lot merrier and brighter. Simply shop at Ram Supermarket and Cash and Carry this December and enter to win free groceries for 1 year valued at $50,000. At Rams, you're always guaranteed better prices, better quality, and better service. Happy holidays from Rams, the good food people. 'Tis the season to shop with your good food people at Ram. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
that time again. TDC Insurance is offering awesome deals in its holiday extravaganza. Buying a new car? Get up to 60% off your motor insurance, free windshield cover, 0% interest-free, cashback, and so much more. Buying a house? Save up to 30% on home insurance and additional discounts if you pair with your new car. It's crazy this holiday season at TDC Insurance with our TDC Insurance Holiday Extravaganza. Terms and conditions apply.
And we're back with our final, first half. We got about 3 minutes left. Austin. Yeah. So, quick questions. How first, if you could address, we could always go in depth on this on the other side, but a lot of people have been expressing concern about maybe people who are not Kittians getting this, and also, how exactly will the money be dispersed? Will you pick up a check at, say, your Social Security? Will they put it directly on your account? That type of thing.
Okay. If Social Security has actually put out, and I would like persons to access these sites, Social Security has put out how they will facilitate it. And Social Security is facilitating this. Firstly, if they have your account numbers, they're going to put it onto your account. Starting from, I think, they gave a date, I think it's the 14th. I'm trying to pull that one up. They will facilitate it that way. If the company that you work for has your banking information, and you gave them the authorization, and Social Security has it from them, they will put it to your account. If they don't have your banking information, then you need to go online and apply. And I'm assuming that once you're applying, they will require from you whatever information they need to be able to get it to you without you having to line up in Social Security. So I'm assuming that most, if not all of it, will be paid through a bank account.
Okay. I guess we can leave the other. It's midday now. We can leave the other. Okay, let's squeeze in this call. Voices, you're on the air. Let's make it quick. We got news coming up next. Go ahead.
Yes, quick. The word dividend seems to imply that the returns to the Social Security recipient will be getting a proportion of what their contribution. If everybody's getting the same thing, why should somebody who has put more into the system get the same as somebody who has put in the bare minimum? In other words, somebody who's getting a pension, who's getting the maximum, why should their dividend be the same as somebody who's getting next to nothing as a pension? I'd be interested in knowing that.
Because the dividend, I could tell you straight up, the dividend is not a Social Security dividend. The dividend is a dividend on the CBI. We are using the Social Security database because that's the most complete database that we have. And as a result of that, Social Security is facilitating it for the government. But it is not Social Security's money. It is the CBI. The dividend is from the CBI and not Social Security.
It's not a dividend, it's a moratorium.
Well, you can determine what you want to call it. You will not name it for the government.
Okay, and with that, we head to news time. Austin Edinburgh will return on Voices right after the headline news. And we have the second hour coming up. We have headline news now.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, Carib Brewery, and the ICDF Taiwan Technical Mission.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Think before you bin it. There can be some use in it. The Nevis Solid Waste Management Authority, in collaboration with Taiwan ICDF Technical Mission and the Department of Environment, presents Let's Recycle. We're encouraging all residential homes, commercial businesses, and schools to bring along your plastic bottles, metal cans, and aluminum cans ready for an opportunity to win big. From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the following locations. In Nevis, every second and fourth Friday of each month at Delta Petroleum, ex-Petrol in Camps, Big Six in Gingerland, and the Old Artisan Village in Charlestown. In St. Kitts, every second and fourth Tuesday at the Connery Roundabout, every first and third Tuesday at Buckley's parking lot in front of Best Buy, and the last Saturday of each month in Dieppe Bay. But wait, that's not all. 1 pound equals 1 point. So bring your recyclables and build up your points for a chance to win stainless steel thermal bottles, flatware, and much more. To learn more about the recycling project, do visit our Facebook page at Let's Recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis, or contact us at 465-2372. The choice is yours. Save it or waste it. You are the difference. So think smart. Take PAT, reduce, reuse, recycle.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness, it's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
You have the keys to your new car this Christmas? Now it's time to get it insured. Visit Didi Baldwin, agents for Caribbean Alliance Insurance, to save up to 65% off your motor insurance premium. All new clients are eligible for major discounts. Plus, there's lots of sweet prizes to be won. Switch and save and get in on the action. Visit us today in St. Kitts or Nevis, or give us a call at 465-2631 or 469-5303. Promotion ends December 31st and all quotes are valid until January 31st. Drive secure this Christmas with Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Terms and conditions apply.
With the Win FM headline news, I am Yulana Weeks. Locally, Electorate on Nevis cast ballots to select new Nevis Island Assembly. 10 individuals to contest Flow Senior Calypso Monarch Finals. The details and more straight ahead. The Nevis Island Assembly elections are underway after 3 registered political parties ended their electoral campaign on Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Polls opened at 7 a.m. and will close at 6 p.m. However, any person in line before 6 p.m. will be allowed to cast their ballot. The results of the Monday, December 12 elections will determine the composition of the Nevis Island Assembly for the next 5 years. 12 individuals were nominated on Monday, December 5 to contest 5 districts. The ballot papers in 3 electoral districts have 2 nominees listed, whilst 2 electoral districts have 3 nominees listed. The general voters list comprises 13,169 electors. In District Number 1, there are 2,297 voters. In District Number 2, 4,485 voters. District Number 3, 1,881 voters. District Number 4, 2,608 voters. And District Number 5, 1,898 voters. The sites at which voting are taking place are as follows. District 1, Polling Division 1, Charleston Primary School, with 2 stations A and B. Polling Division 2, Maud Cross Preparatory School, also with 2 stations A and B. Polling Division 3, Magistrates Court. Polling Division 4, High Court Building. In District 2, Polling Division 1 is located at the Albertha Payne Community Center, Bath, stations A and B. Polling Division 2, Ivor Walters Primary School with 2 stations A and B, and Cicely Brown Integrated School with 2 stations C and D. Polling Division 3, Education Building, Marion Heights, stations A and B. United Pentecostal Church with Station C. Nevis International Secondary School Annex, Station D. And Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School, Station E. Polling Division 4, Church of God, Cox. In District 3, Polling Division 1 is at the New River Methodist Church. Polling Division 2, Gingerland Preschool. Polling Division 3, Charles L. Walters Community Center at Hanleys Road. Polling Division 4, Hard Times Building, Station A. Joycelyn Library Primary School, Station B. Polling Division 5, Gingerland Secondary School. In District 4, Polling Division 1, Butler's Community Center. Polling Division 2, Church of God, Brickeel. Polling Division 3, Franklin Brown Community Center. Polling Division 4, Methodist Hall, Fountain. Polling Division 5, VOJN Primary School with 2 stations, A and B. District 5, Polling Division 1, Cotton Ground Community Center, stations A and B. Polling Division 2, Jessup's Community Center, stations A and B. Polling Division 3, Nevis Performing Arts Center, NEPAC. The feedback on the ground leading up to Election Day is that a majority of the seats will be a battleground, and as usual, voter turnout, which includes overseas voters, will be a major factor in the electoral race. The NIA election is being held during Advent for the 2nd consecutive time, despite the Nevis Evangelical Association's advanced calls for this not to occur at such a period. The St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee is gearing up for the Flow Senior Calypso Monarch Finals on Thursday, December 29, as they continue to promote the Calypso art form, which has become a staple part of the annual Sugar Mass Festival. Despite the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic for the past 2 years, the event did not lose its momentum, as it was hosted in 2020 and 2021. However, the record number of participation at the Calypso Tents for 2022 have proven that the art form continues to grab the attention and interest of individuals, and its chance of survival is promising. 39 Calypsonians participated in the Calypso Monarch eliminations, which took place over a 2-day period, Saturday, December 10 and Sunday, December 11. 9 Calypsonians, including 5 women, have been listed to compete against King Astro for the new Senior Calypso Monarch title. The 9 finalists are King Craig singing Something to Rally Behind, Queen Independent, The Cure, King Socrates, Double Slice, Queen Kibby, I Want the Real Thing, Empress Lyrics, The Fat Pork Tree, King Hollywood, Karma is a Switch, Queenie G, Same Finger, King Honesty, Police Arrest Me, and Queen Diva, What Goes Around. Initially, the Calypso competition seemingly was a male-dominant event, which in recent times has seen the rise of women in the art form. Miss Independent was named the first female Calypso monarch in St. Kitts, while Queenie G is the second female to achieve such a feat. The Flow Senior Calypso Monarch Finals started in 1973 and aims to promote the culture, political and social aspects of the local community. The event is slated for Thursday, December 29 at the Carnival Village, beginning at 8 p.m. Regionally,
a delegation of at least 3 U.S. lawmakers have visited Havana and met with Cuba's government, American and Cuban officials confirmed. 3 Democratic congressmen met with Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel, leaders in Cuba's Congress, and its foreign minister, the U.S. Embassy in Cuba told the Associated Press on Sunday. It's one of just a handful of such visits to the island in recent decades. While officials provided few details about what was discussed, Diaz-Canel and Cuba's Congress tweeted photos of the meetings. The meeting comes following a number of visits in the past months by Biden administration officials to discuss migration. The talks mark a gradual easing of tensions, which were relaxed during the Obama administration and tightened under the Trump administration. The president of the Dominican Republic has called on the international community to intervene in Haiti without delay to halt gang violence instead of making speeches about helping the stricken Caribbean nation. President Louis Abinera told the Financial Times in an interview that the international community needs to be more responsible. Ariel Henry, Haiti's interim prime minister, called in October for an international military force to stop armed gangs from terrorizing the country, saying there was a risk of a major humanitarian crisis. The U.S. has tried to win agreement on a multinational force, but has met resistance from regional allies. They are concerned about being seen to prop up Haiti's unelected interim government, which came to power after President Jovenel Moïse was assassinated in July last year.
And the violence in West Kingston has reached a disturbing level. A politician is now being targeted by gunmen.
The police have confirmed the reports, are adding that the councillor for the Denham Town Division has been receiving death threats. Kirk Wright has the details.
The councillor, who says he's shaken by the ordeal, says he, along with other persons, were standing at the corner of Tulip and Chestnut Lanes discussing community business when he was fired at. He says a single bullet pierced his motor vehicle to the area where he would usually sit. The police have confirmed the incident.
We have been carrying out investigation, and at this time we have identified a main suspect in this matter, and that main suspect goes by the alias Beanie Man. His correct name is Romario Brown, and we are urging him to come in to us as he's wanted in connection with this particular shooting.
The police say they have information that Mr. Hart is being targeted.
We have been receiving reports of alleged threats on the life of this particular councillor. Suffice it to say that we did take some action and assign him a close protection officer.
The police say members of the security forces who were nearby engaged the gunmen in a shootout, but no one was reportedly hurt. In the meantime, Mr. Hart says he stands resolute and that the incident will not deter him from entering the community to conduct the people's business. Kirk Wright, TVJ News.
Internationally,
some Indonesian officials are seeking to reassure foreign visitors, such as tourists, over its recent and controversial new laws, which include criminalizing sex outside marriage and cohabitating for unmarried couples. The tropical island Bali is Indonesia's main tourism hub. Bali's governor is saying the new laws can only be prosecuted if there was a complaint by a parent, spouse or child, and that those who visit or live in Bali won't need to worry. He also says Bali's government wouldn't check a person's marital status when they check in at any tourism accommodation like hotels. This was Indonesia's Vice Minister of Law and Human Rights, Edi Harij.
This article can save people. You can imagine if this article didn't exist in regions where sweepings, raids, and public arrests are rampant. They could do that to anybody, including foreign tourists.
Speaking at a news conference, he said the revised laws on cohabitation and adultery would in fact prevent tourists from becoming the victims of vigilantism and public raids. Decades in the making, legislators hailed the passage of the criminal code as a much-needed overhaul of a vestige of Dutch colonial rule. Officials say it aims to uphold Indonesian values in the world's largest Muslim majority nation. But the United Nations has expressed concern over threat to civil liberties posed by the criminal code, which also include laws that make it an offense to insult the president, the national flag, and state institutions.
African delegations have been touching down at an airbase outside Washington, D.C. ahead of this week's US-Africa Leaders Summit. During the event, President Joe Biden is expected to announce support for the African Union's admission to the G20 as a permanent member. That move comes after requests from Senegal's President Macky Sall, who chairs the 55-member body, as well as South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. The Biden administration has been criticized by some as inattentive to Africa. That's a common complaint about US foreign policy, but one that rings louder as China deepens its political and economic involvement on the continent. African countries have received huge sums from Beijing over the past decade, lending that the US characterizes as predatory. In November, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken said Washington would have to do things differently to help Africa with its infrastructure needs. It was time, he said, to stop treating the continent as a subject of geopolitics, rather than a major player on its own.
And a series of explosions followed by repeated gunfire have been heard in Kabul. An eyewitness says the explosion took place at a building rented by Chinese investors. Armed men stormed the building and opened fire. Not yet known who's behind the attack or if there are any casualties. Well, let's get the very latest. Our producer, Mohsin Kalmanmand, joins us on the phone from Kabul. So, Mohsin, tell us what more you know.
Hi. So for now, we know that the building was attacked by a few attackers around 2:30 this evening. Initially, it was said that 2 Taliban guards were killed right on the spot at the gate, and then the attackers went inside the building and started firing. So it was like 4 big blasts in the start, and then followed by continuous firing and gunshots. And then there was this huge fire in the building, and which later there was a huge blast in the end. So there seems to be like 2 attackers killed, according to security officials, and 2 of the Taliban are killed for now. The security forces are in the area. The fire has been put off by the firefighters, and the floors have been cleared until the 5th floor. So the building is around 7th floor, so it still needs some time, and there are quite a few gunshots heard like after a while. So the building is still not cleared, but the fire is put off. That's all we know. And in the recent days, after the Russia and the Pakistani embassy attack, this is considered the 3rd attack on the Chinese. And the building was usually guarded, and the street was often closed by the security officials in order to secure the building.
All right, Mohsin, we'll leave it there. Thanks very much indeed for that update. Mohsin Kalmanmand joining us on the phone from Kabul on that series of explosions followed by repeated gunfire.
That was the WinFM Headline News. The Headline News is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, Carib Brewery, and the ICDF Taiwan Technical Mission.
Tis
the season to save with Delayed Walwyn and Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Purchasing a new car this Christmas? Save up to 65% off. Yes, that's 65% off your motor insurance premiums. Switch and save.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Think before you bin it. There can be some use in it. The St. Kitts and Nevis Solid Waste Management, in collaboration with Taiwan ICDF Technical Mission and the Department of Environment, presents Let's Recycle. We are encouraging all residential homes, commercial businesses, and schools to bring along your plastic bottles, metal cans, and aluminum cans, ready for an opportunity to win big. From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every second and fourth Tuesday each month at the following locations in St. Kitts: the Connery Roundabout, every first and third Tuesday at Buckley's parking lot in front of Best Buy, and the last Saturday of each month in Deep Bay. In Nevis, every second and fourth Friday of each month at Delta Petroleum, Ex-Petrol in Camps, Big Six in Gingerland, and Old Artisan Village in Charlestown. But wait, that's not all. 1 pound equals 1 point. So bring your recyclables and build up your points for a chance to win stainless steel thermal bottle, flatware set, and much more. To learn more about the recycling project, do visit our Facebook page at Let's Recycle in St. Kitts and Nevis, or contact us at 465-2372. The choice is yours. Save it or waste it. You are the difference. Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
Found the South 98.9 FM.
It's 12:26 and we're back with the second half of Voices. And Voices, this segment of Voices is brought to you by Hosford. We'll be touching base with us in Edinburgh again. He's going to be here for maybe another 20 minutes or so. And don't forget to keep your calls coming. Your comments, your questions. And we're going to go get a word from our sponsor, Prosper's, and we come back with Austin Edinburgh as he discusses the government's CBI dividend payout.
triple that cash back. From now until December 31st, Hosford's Furniture and Appliances in Ashley Furniture Home Store is going to triple that cash back. Triple that cash back. You heard right. Hosford's is going to triple that never-ending cash back now with 3 big ways to save. 1. Get low monthly and weekly payments and no payment until February 2023. 2. Get a chance to win absolutely free groceries for 1 year. 3. Triple that never-ending cashback at Hosford's Furniture and Appliances in Ashley Furniture Home Store for even more groceries. Triple that cashback today at Hosford. Triple the savings. Triple the free groceries. Triple the extraordinary. Triple that never-ending cashback today. See store for details.
And we're back with the second segment of Voices, brought to you by Hosford's, and our guest Austin Edinburgh has a brief time left with us. But Austin, remember I wanted to ask you about but maybe I should take this call. We have a call coming in, so let's take the call.
Okay.
Voices, you're on the air.
Hey, good afternoon again, guys.
Hey.
Carl Brown here again. Mr. Ellenborough, you say pensioners, depending on things, they would be in category 1. Well, what this question here, my pension will start January, so I'm in category 2. For the second payment, which will be...
Carl.
Let me continue.
No, because you are misunderstanding. You are not hearing me. No, but Carl, no.
Okay,
you
Austin.
are saying because you are a pension, because your pension hasn't yet started, you will be in category 2. And I'm saying to you, no. You must listen. I said to you, if you have paid into Social Security 500 contributions, and you have paid that, Carl, and you are either a pensioner, and I'm talking about a Social Security pensioner, or you are now... Listen, Carl, please, because you're calling me and saying I said something I didn't say. And that's because you will not listen. The fact that you are not yet 62, you're not a pensioner. But the fact that you have paid 500 contributions into Social Security, you are pensionable. And that makes you, Carl Brown, a category 1 person. And I can say that because I know that you have paid 500 contributions.
Because it pays at least 500. At the very minimum. At the very minimum.
At the very minimum. I know that you have paid at least 500 contributions in.
More than that.
So therefore, don't say that I said what I didn't say, please.
Well, remember, government workers are pensionable and Social Security people are pensionable, so you needed to make it clear.
Okay, sorry for not providing the clear information to you, Carl.
Right, okay.
Okay, Carl.
Just wanted to clarify that, because I say you would have missed that. They are government pensioners and Social Security pensioners. Okay. And then some people going to be on both of them.
Of course.
Right. All right.
Okay, man. Thank you. All right.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you about the concern of some that a lot of foreigners would be getting these payouts. Never mind the fact that they're actually on the Social Security database. Well, what's the thinking behind it?
Well, let me put it this way. The Prime Minister had several pieces of advice on this, and one of them would have been that residents who are in our Social Security database do not receive a dividend. He has decided that for this first one, everybody in the database will receive. I want to also say that there are non-citizens who have been resident, and let us say, even though I know some of them have been resident for over the 14 years and they still don't have a citizenship, I know some of them who are. Let me also say that there are those who might have been here for 13 years. Let's put it within the legal limit. How are you going to tell a person who have already decided to make St. Kitts their home, who have been living here for the past 13 years, and for that 13 years have been paying into Social Security and other taxes? Some of them might even have built a home, because if you're a Commonwealth citizen, you all you need to have is an alien landholding license. I mean, anybody, if you have an alien landholding license, you can build a home without being a citizen. How do you tell these people that because they are not yet citizens, they should get nothing? And so I understand, and I am in agreement with the Prime Minister's thinking on this one, that for this first one, once you are on the Social Security database, you should get. And if you are a national who qualify and living overseas, you have to make the contact by filling out the application form. If you don't make the contact, then it would not be paid to you.
Wants to take this call? Hold that thought. Voices, you're on here. Hello, Voices. Okay, we go straight to another call. Voices, you're on here.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jamster.
Oh, hey.
Good afternoon, Edinburgh.
Good afternoon.
Now, the scenario you gave would be reasonable if the money was coming from the Social Security, because they would have contributed to it. There's no argument about that.
Oh, my.
No, I'm just
Sylvain, the Prime Minister has the responsibility of making that decision, and he made it. If you don't, hold on now. As a citizen, you have the right not to agree with it. And if you're saying you don't agree with it, I have no problem with you not agreeing with it. But if you're going to be critical of the Prime Minister for making that decision, I'm going to have to challenge you, because you don't have the responsibility of making that decision.
By the way, you know that any citizen, any resident is free to criticize the Prime Minister without anybody jumping in. As long as you're a public figure, you know that. There's no need to play defense.
So when I used to criticize others and you jumped in, that means you were wrong.
Who you have not criticized?
Nobody. And you are, and I can take all the criticism that you give to me. It doesn't bother me.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
I don't know if I deserve it, but it doesn't bother me.
You deserve it. You see this at the Calypso Karma? You hear the Calypso Karma?
What he said?
Which one? The Hollywood one or the Queen Diva?
Karma is a switch.
Karma is a switch.
Oh, okay.
It goes for me, for you, for anybody. Okay. And as a leader, his people expect him, whether they support his party or not, to make wise decisions. Now, of course, you have advisors, and this is why I've said before. When I listen to the names and the personalities of some of the advisors, they should never have been there. It is no matter you're the party man.
I don't know. I don't know who those advisors are, and I don't wish to know for
No, but you listen to the name. A lot of old labor. We should have the same mindset.
How you know, Sylvain? How do you know who his advisors are?
74. I am 74.
Sylvain.
Yes, sir.
There's only one named advisor to the Prime Minister.
So where's Rosamond
and that is
Hazel?
me. There's only one named advisor to the Prime Minister. Well, why don't you ask Rosalind Hassel what she is?
No, you're an advisor.
Me?
You're supposed to know the whole setup goes.
Even if I know what makes you think that I should be telling you, ask Rosalind Hassel. I'm just saying to you.
No, but you're an advisor. You're supposed to know who around the Prime Minister to make sure that the advice he gets, it should be screened past by somebody else other than just the person who gave it. Because you are aware.
And what makes you think that Dr. Drew doesn't have that screener in place? You are making assumptions that you don't know.
Different kind of strainer, big hole strainer.
I didn't tell you anything about strainer. I said screener.
Well, who is the screener? Ask me last week.
It doesn't have to be a who. It can be a system, Sylvine.
Edinburgh, I love Dr. Drew, you know. I like him, you know.
Okay.
What I don't like is the old Labour influence I see coming forward.
Oh, so you don't like my influence? Come, me Labour, you know.
Lord, you need to go sit down. You need to go sit down.
Oh,
remember a rosary. You want a rosary?
I'm going to tell you something. You and I, Sylvine, I'm going to organize a program with Jamster, where me and you come in here, and have it out.
You got to let me talk, you know. You are where people can't talk. You know, that is one thing you lack.
Me and you like where that is concerned.
Yeah, but you're
the two of us are exactly alike as that is concerned.
You're now in a different position. Officially. So you have got to listen, and you don't got to defend, because every citizen in this country
don't
has
you think
a right
I listen? Don't you think I listen?
The Prime Minister.
I agree with you, Sylvine, but I'm saying to you, what I'm saying to you is that you have a right to disagree with the decision. But the Prime Minister is the only person who has that right to make that decision, and he made it.
Proper advisors.
And I could tell you something. He made it of his own free will.
I don't believe so.
Well, okay, you could believe what you want to believe.
I never, because
I will tell you what I know.
He already gave an honorarium, double salary.
I will tell you what I know.
Well, I don't know where you get one from. No, I was even saying, right? Just listen to me. When he gave the double, I said it would be better to give the double in December.
But why do you want to decide for him? What is the difference?
You don't understand the difference. All you have done so far is to let loose the business places and the poor people.
Are you trying to say that the people of St. Kitts and Nevis are not responsible?
No.
So that they could only get money when you want them to get it? And if you give them another time, they're going to squander it?
The only people who win is the private sector, you know? The same one you others cost. All the business places.
So Sylvine, what's your reason? What's your reason, the rationale for the double salary not being in November?
In December?
Yeah, not being in November.
Right. Now we have you have customs, right? It's like if you take up Carnival and put it in January. People are accustomed to the ages or whatever. Even before they got double salary, when I growing up, people got their bonus in December from their estates. So traditionally, the spending is done once a year. Now, when you give it in November, and then you go and put in the same week a VAT reduction day, the people ain't got a chance to save the money. Because remember that people are living on the edge. Some people, not people like me in Edinburgh.
Sylvine, here's what I'm going to say to you.
You understand what I'm saying,
I noticed that you don't like changes. So here's what I'm going to say to you on that matter, Sylvine. If you think that everything is written in stone, you're going to continue to live in the Stone Age. And we're not going to live there with you. I am not going to live in the Stone Age.
Tree, VAT-free days, tree, you know. Tree.
Sylvine, it seems as though you're upset that people get something. What is wrong with you, Sylvine?
Well, something they get to give it to the ravenous. Some of them, not all of them, eh?
So hold on, speak up. Are you saying that the private sector is ravenous? Come, speak up.
A lot of it, and
speak
you know
up.
Too.
Don't tell me what I know. Talking about what you say. Sylvine.
You're socialist, so you know.
It was a pleasure talking to you. Yes, I am a socialist.
Really, right?
I am a socialist.
You should not have the VAT-free in the same week you give the money. That's in the point.
Okay.
Give them two.
Okay.
You give them 3 bites at the people and little money. That's what you have done, you know.
That's all right.
3 bites at the people, little money.
I think that the people are responsible enough to take care of that.
After all is done and spend off now, you come say you gain dividend. You can't put nobody.
All right, Sylvian. Because I don't have too much more time. Because I have to go and do something else.
Okay. So, okay. I'll let you wrap up. If I know you said you had to leave, so if there's anything, if anyone wants to call, if you happen to call in the next few minutes, I'll
I could take I could take one more call because I'll be here for the next 5 minutes, and after that I gotta go. Mister.
Okay. So, okay. So I think we were talking about the foreigners. I think you had wrapped up that. Or?
Yeah. Yes. Because what I said is that I agreed, but I supported his decision. He gave his position on it, and I could tell you there were discussions with him. Because anywhere you are, the people are free to give their opinion, and there were discussions with him. And
let's take this call.
That prevailed. Yes.
Voices, you're on here.
Good afternoon again, Jamster.
Go ahead,
and
Walford.
Mr. Edinburgh.
Yeah, Wally, I only have a few minutes, so please try and make it quickly this time. I'll let you ask your question, and then that's it.
That CBI money, I want to give 3 cheers to the 3 former prime ministers. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray for the 3 former prime minister. Dr. Alphonse Kennedy Simmons started the SIDF with the great
Wally, SIDF came under Dr. Denzel Douglas. Please stop misinforming the people. No, you're lying. I'm not going to lie, you're lying. You're deliberate.
Let me finish.
You're deliberate.
I am saying Dr. Alphonse Kennedy Simmons, with that great leader that they can't find up to now, started the SIDF fund.
No, Wally. No, Wally. No, you're lying. I don't want you to lie.
Oh, Lord, give me a break.
Dr. Simmons started the CBI, the Citizenship by Investment started under Dr. Simmons. That's what started under him.
Listen me. Dr. Denzel Llewellyn Douglas upgraded from how Dr. Simmons had it. And with some other good surrounding citizens who support Dr. Douglas, well, it became the master of the Caribbean. Dr. Timothy Harris also continued the program where he realized that Dr. Douglas was only giving the money to the very rich and famous like Christophe Harbour, TDC.
Wally, I gotta go. Wally, I gotta go. No, Wally, no, and I have to go. And I'm going to wrap up.
Timothy Harris decided that he going to now share the money between the poor people. And that is where you now comes in, because Dr. Harris didn't get to dish it out. He put it in place. And now you come on the radio to tell the world that it's Dr. Joe. For 4 months, Dr. Joe, their accountants and all them things don't know that.
But Walford, do you have evidence of this? That you have
all kind of evidence I got of it. Big evidence. I see money coming.
Okay, but you really, if you're gonna make pronouncements like that, you really need to give evidence.
I got the evidence. I have the evidence.
Okay, so
you can't remember, Jamsa, you was jamming and jamming well. Keep jamming and listen. Now let me jam a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not trying to cut him off, but I have to go. So if you're going to let Wally continue, then I'm not going to be able to wrap up.
Okay, Walford, he has to wrap up, but
I finish.
yeah, okay.
I finish. But I now get classy point.
All right, all love. Okay, go ahead.
All right, and I'm going to do my wrap up here. And he got across his point, which is a lie, a blatant lie. Yes, the CBI was started under former Palm administration back in the 1980s, not the SIDF. The upgrade of the SIDF, or to the SIDF, where a contributory sector was added under Dr. Denzel Douglas. I will say this. The only political party in the last elections campaign to have offered to pay a dividend was the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party under the leadership of Dr. Terence Drew. So if Dr. Harris had such a plan and he failed to articulate it even in an election campaign in which he was fighting for his political life, then he's either foolish or the advice that was given to him is bad. And I am quite certain that he had no such plan. However, the promise was made and the promise is kept. The point is, it is the first time that any prime minister anywhere in the Caribbean has paid a dividend to its citizens and residents from profit realized from any asset of the state. It is not my responsibility to make future announcements. Safe to say that I am quite sure that the next time we hear about dividends, we are going to be hearing about other things as well. And I'm not talking about hearing from Dr. Drew this time. He may say so, but I can assure you that this St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party government is putting things in place to ensure that where there is profit from any asset of the state, the people will share in those profits.
You want to take one for the road? And I'll beg them to be brief. Okay, caller. Last call. Please be okay. It so happens there's another one. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Caller, you're the last caller for Mr. Edinburgh. Please keep it brief. Go right ahead.
Good day, sir. Edinburgh, how are you?
I'm not bad.
Actually, when Mr. Walford speak about the SIDF, he actually means the CBI.
Well, I don't know what he means. Please don't go to Wally, please. I don't have the time. If you have a question, speak a question. If you have a question, ask a question, because I don't have the time.
Okay. Let me have my question. The money that have been about to be paid is from the citizenship by investment and not the CBI. So no money is coming from the CBI. And Wally wanted to speak about the CBI. And is that what he wanted to say? That is what actually Wally means. We all know that's what he means.
Jamster, allow me to answer this question, please. Very briefly.
Okay.
Caller, the CBI and the citizenship by investment is the same thing. CBI is shortening for citizenship by investment. I would rather if you all make yourself informed and stop trying to muddy the water, and in the process, make yourself sound very unintelligent.
Before you leave, what does HFR stand for? You mentioned
it was a fund that was set up under the Timothy Harris regime.
Okay, what's it stand for?
The name has since changed somewhat, but they'd call it the Hurricane Relief Fund.
Oh, HRF. Okay,
yes,
all right. Yeah, you said HFR. Actually, yeah, you said HFR. So
okay,
those things happen.
HRF.
Yes. Okay. So I think I know you're getting out
really
here.
Do have to go.
Yes. Do you think? Okay, callers, you can keep your calls coming. Voices continues until 1:30. We have, you can weigh in with your comments. Nevis elections happening today. You might want to weigh in on that as well, and also on Mr. Edinburgh's presentation this morning. But let's take a quick break and hear a word from the sponsor of this segment of Voices.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IG Value Club Christmas specials, running December 1st through 14th. Nature Valley granola bars, $12.99. Super Chill sodas, $6.99. Sunny Delights, tangy and smooth, $4.99. Celeste pizzas, $6.99. Essential Everyday fries, $13.99. Essential Everyday barbecue sauces, $5.99. And now our very low weekly value deals. Multi-meal cereals, $13.99. Pillsbury cake mixes, $6.49. Purex liquid laundry detergents, $14.99. Dial soap, $9.99. Palmolive dish liquid, $9.49. Renews It adjustable air freshener, just $4.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí a Value Mart.
And we're back with Voices. Mr. Edinburgh has just departed, and we've got some calls lighting up the phones here, so I'll just take your calls. And of course, we can talk about any topic, some of the timely topics. We had Calypso eliminations last night, and we had nine Calypsonians being selected for the final. Nevis elections today, and of course, we just had a presentation by Austin Edinburgh on the CBI. Let's go back to the phone lines. Okay, let's go back to the phone lines. Here we go. Trying to get the phones to cooperate. Okay. Voices, you're on the air.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jamster.
Hey, good afternoon.
I'm here listening to the program, and Mrs. Henry is saying, you ain't getting no feedback?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I'm here listening to the program, and Mrs. Henry is saying that they don't have no call to give to you back that days. Well, tell me something. If I have a business and I want to be a part of the back day, I don't have, and I could refuse if I don't want to, right?
I think so, yeah.
So what Miss Henry is talking about, there's a lot of poor people out there who wait for back days to buy cars and buy alternatives. She's concerned about people finishing their money. From when she could become this big financial advisor, no disrespect to her.
But that's a fair concern, though, isn't it?
Yes, that is true. But I mean, if the government decided to give 3 back days, why would a person who with a small amount of funds, because for me, the VAT, they don't mean anything to me, because I'm not going to buy anything. I wouldn't just sit back here and say, oh, VAT, they're coming up, so I'm going to buy something. People, I believe that people do what they want. Their money, the market, that's her opinion, and I respect it, but government decided to give 3 VAT days. There must not be reason why they keep it. There's some people who wait a whole year waiting for that, especially who people want to buy cars and buy certain furniture. And this is the time to do it. I can't understand. Anyway.
But both notions of fear. The notion that maybe we could do some more saving for a rainy day, and the notion that people do what they want with their money. Both are fear,
People do what they want with their money, but you don't think government realize that too. People do what they want with the money. This is how we see it. If a man decides to go on the road and spend all his money, I mean, that is up to him. But, I mean, no matter what you do, whenever a time comes for people to spend, they're going to spend. Anyway, thanks
That's
for your
true.
time.
Okay, great. Yeah, okay. Nice way in there. I'm trying to get these phones to behave. Okay, so we got 4 minutes until 1 o'clock. Keep your calls coming. We have another call coming in. Voices, you're on the air.
Pleasant day again,
Jamster. Hey,
good to be back.
Hey, Richie.
Listen, also, take my number down, too, because we lost touch for a while. I don't mind giving it out. 340.
I think it should be my phone still, I think.
No, I have a new number.
Oh, you have a new number. Okay.
That's the number, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
340. 422. 3682.
422 3682. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Got that, yeah.
You and I used to have some good talks and stuff. Anyway, Anyway, let me deal with Walford Gums and where he was talking about the CBI.
Okay. After that, remind me to ask you a Calypso question about last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And yeah, and what Edinburgh was trying to explain to him. Under the Simmons government, the CBI was started, not the SIDF. However, during the time of the Simmons administration, the government only collected, because remember, the program was only a real estate option. So which means the government only made 12% off of the real estate option. So if you purchase a piece of land to build a house on, the government only gets 12% of the sale of the value of the land. So there was no real tangible revenue coming in from the CBI. We would, in order to make the money we're making now from the CBI, then we would have had to sell 2 million passports.
But let me ask you a question. Don't you think that we should know exactly how many passports are sold every week, every month, every year, and for how much money?
Even if we only
Total
do it annually.
transparency, yeah.
Even if it's only done annually, I'm fine with that.
It could be done annually, but it still would be nice to know. Well, in March we sold this amount.
Quarterly,
whatever, yeah.
But it'll be tedious to do it month by month and or week by week. Quarterly or annually is better.
Well, if there's
so I just want to make that clear with people. You understand? During the Simmons administration, CBI brought in almost nothing. The only people who was really making money from the CBI was the people who owned property over in the Southeast Peninsula. And before the CBI started, I got this from firm grounds. Land over in the Southeast Peninsula was only worth 29 cents a square foot. Right? After the Peninsula Road was built, the land shot up to $5 a square foot. And that was easy. It's over $25 US dollars a square foot now.
Wow. Okay.
So look to see who making money off of the backs of taxpayers building the road over there.
Okay, Richie, I have another call coming in.
Okay, go to ask me the guys a question now.
Yeah. Oh, I was wondering. Did you write any songs last night?
No, I didn't write any songs before.
Okay, I was wondering who wrote Craig's song. It's a nice song.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you think? What did you think of the?
Well, I had Craig based on what I see. Looked at, because I looked at it this morning and I saw round one as well. I don't think round one would have. I didn't thought after looking at round two. I didn't think round one would have had much contributors to the nine.
Mm-hmm. So most of them came from last night?
Yeah, I think only two came from one.
Okay.
But I didn't expect that. I expected possibly Kibi, because to me she led round one by far.
Okay.
She led the first night by far, right? In my analysis after looking at it this morning, I had Craig. Then I had Miss Independent. Then I don't remember who else I had, but let me tell you who impressed me the most. I was mostly impressed, not on the song, because although they had decent songs, if these two ladies, actually, one of them made it through. They both of them have the same names. One is just Soca Empress and the other one is something Empress, I don't remember. But from what I saw, Soca Empress, if she gets great songs, she will be hard to beat in a Calypso competition because she have all the other prerequisites. Right? in my opinion, she outsang as far as staying in key, in tune, articulation, and staying in rhythm. I think she outclassed everybody else in that, as well as the other empress. Oh, the other person I had in the top 4 was Murray. I don't know why he didn't make it.
Okay.
Because his songs, that song was very well written songs. I don't think a lot of judges pay close enough attention to how a song is constructed, right? And the deliverance, you know.
Well, let me push. Let me push
Huh?
back on that. I have to push back on that because I went to the workshop. We had a Calypso and Soca workshop the weekend before, and we actually had a great facilitator from Trinidad, and I gotta tell you, and we did some spot judging in there. You know, she played some songs and we did some judging, and everybody was pretty much there. So I think her approaches were I think her approaches probably went a long way to improving the way we judge, because she had some instructional approaches I've never seen before, which were very insightful. So
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so. But
I think judges now, because someone made a comment last night after when I was up there about they never thought that they would see a witty song get into the finals like it did last night with the fat pork tree. But
yes, it was a damn good song. It was
exactly
written.
Exactly.
And presented well as well.
Yeah.
Right? No, I was about to tell you that what you get in a workshop, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate.
Doesn't mean it's not going to translate either.
Well, we hope that it will translate in the judges. We hope that the judges really wholeheartedly take away from what the instructions they got. I would hope that, you know, because if you as a person was at the workshop and you think that the instruction was really great and insightful and brought some new information to the table in what you should look at to evaluate, then the instructor did her job.
She absolutely did.
Know?
Yeah.
It's not everybody that go into class when it comes to the test now sit the test well. So I'm not judging anyone with that, but I just hope that what you say. I didn't have much complaints about the judges though. The judging results. There was only about 2 persons that I probably won't have there. You know?
Who are the 2? Who are you 2?
I reserve that one because you know some people can't take certain things. So I will reserve that.
Okay, look, I gotta take another call. Okay.
Right?
I gotta take another call. Yeah, great. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Voices. I'm trying to get this. Okay, here we go. Voices, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hey.
Sir.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, a couple of things. The VAT day and the double salary. My understanding is the VAT day and subsequent administrations have done it. All of them have done it. And I think the reasoning is you stimulate the economy at Christmas time. Well, if you pay the double salary at the end of December, that means the people who get the double salary cannot get the benefit of the VAT day. So having it in November actually makes economic sense because it means that they now have that money to spend into the economy on VAT day. That's the first thing. The second thing is the citizenship by investment program. Just so people understand it fully, when it was started under Dr. Kennedy Simmons, it was 100,000 US. You purchased a government bond that paid, I think it was 3%. I'm not sure how many years you had to hold it. It was either 3 or 5 years. At the end of that period, you got the 100,000 back plus the interest on. So if you gave the government 100,000, if it was 3 years at 3%, after 3 years' time, the government gave you back $109,000. Okay? So it wasn't like the SIDF, which was instituted by Dr. Douglas, which you gave the money as a gift, and the SIDF kept that money. That's the first thing. And then, after a while, they introduced the real estate deal, which I think initially it was real estate of 250,000 plus. Now, that purchase price went to the developer. What the government got from it was the citizenship fee and the 10% stamp duty. So that is just to clarify the citizenship by investment program under Dr. Simmons. So it was not the SIDF, it is the government sold the investor a bond, and after, as I said, I can't remember whether it was 3 or 5 years. At the end of the period, the investor got the 100,000 US back, plus interest earned, annual interest over that period of time.
Okay.
So it was really a loan.
Yeah, I never knew that.
Okay?
Yeah.
But that's how it started. And then,
Yes.
as I said, they then introduced the real estate, and I think the first real estate project was Horizon.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm going to ask you to weigh in on the elections. You know, I'm not going to let you go on you know, come on, Alistair, come on. You know, I'm going to ask you about the elections. So, I mean, give me your dispassionate take on the elections in Nevis. As dispassionate as you could be. Hello? Okay.
One thing I will say, I think it will be a very close one race, and we'll have to wait until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning to see the result.
But why? I don't understand. I mean, why? I mean, Nevis is maybe what? 13,000 people? 15,000 people at the outside? Why does it take so long?
Well, it's you have a very large constituency in St. John's, and that's the one that takes time. There are a lot of votes there. St. John's is twice the size of any of the other constituencies. And they don't forget, with a small population, the voters who come in from abroad have a much larger impact on the result. And I mean, if you had 1 million people, you know, if you bring in 10,000 people, it's a very small percentage of the total vote. Whereas with us, I imagine residents on Nevis, I doubt we have more than about 6,000 registered. So if 1,000 people come in, it's a major impact on the result.
And you know for a fact.
Why,
no, I was going to say, so you know for a fact, well, at least anecdotally, that we've had a lot of people coming in for elections. And
you see the planes coming in all the time.
Okay.
And it's something both sides do. The one with the bigger purse brings in more, obviously.
Yes.
And the one with the bigger purse tends to be the incumbent. So it'll be an interesting result. And my prediction is it would be all of the seats will be close.
We were talking here in the office this morning about a while ago, I think during the news break, about how I think PJ Patterson was here as an election observer, one of the recent elections, and one of the things he put in his report was that we need to stop with this moving of the ballots to, I'm assuming it's usually Bastille, right? Moving the ballots to Bastille to count. They should be counted in place. I mean, why do you think?
No, in Nevis, what happens is all the boxes are collected in each constituency and taken to one counting spot within that constituency.
But why can't they count the ballots?
So there'll be 5 counting houses.
So why can't they just count them in place?
And it would from a security standpoint, it would be much safer because you're not moving the ballot in ground transport. which means you won't get people accusing other sides of throwing them out the window of the van. If they just counted in situ, once you start moving things around, you'll start getting accusations of skullduggery, you know. And I agree with Mr. Patterson that they should be counted within each polling station.
Yes, I agree. I mean, we're the only country I know that does this.
And then when it goes to the central counting point, each polling station is counted individually. And when you finish one, you start the next one. When you finish that, you start the next one.
Yeah.
Whereas if they were done in the polling stations themselves, they would all be being counted simultaneously rather than concurrent.
Okay. So we'll be waiting till tomorrow sometime then. Maybe this time tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. It's the nature of the beast, and we are terrified of change.
Yes. Okay, Alistair, all the best for the season.
We are terrified of change.
Yes, we are. So I was wishing you all the best for the season and so on. Merry Christmas and all the best to your family. Happy New Year and all that.
Well, thank you very much, and
Okay.
I hope you and your family enjoy Carnival.
We will.
You're not going to see me over there.
Okay. Well, you might see me over there because we usually go over for Christmas with my wife's in-laws live in Nevis. My
Well,
wife's
I
parents.
hope
My wife's parents. Yeah.
I hope we go up over the field.
Yeah.
We go back a long way.
Yes, we do. All right, you take it easy.
All right.
All right, Alistair. Okay, great. Okay, so we're gonna take a break and get a word from our sponsors. And don't forget, I'm taking your call. So we have about 16 minutes left on the show. So I'm gonna take your call on any topic. Oh, oops, here's a call coming in. Let's squeeze this one in before I go to the break. Voices, you're on the air.
Yeah, sir, how are you?
I'm good. What's up?
I'm taking your call. You are the moderator of a program, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of who comes into your station, as long as you are moderating, you should be the moderator. And until you see someone or hear someone about to cause liability to your station, where they're going to go down the wrong line and abuse and misuse, then you have a right to cut.
Absolutely.
And no other one should cut.
Yeah, absolutely. I tend to be I guess I tend to want to let people talk, but yeah, you have a point.
You are the moderator.
You have a
That's what you call the moderator.
Mm-hmm.
Now I am saying to you that I'm going back because Mr. Walford Atherton said Simmons introduced the SIDF. Although we know he introduced the Citizenship by Investment program. At the end of it, you hear what Mr. Bauer said, it's the same program. It's just that Dr. Douglas, you must give him credit. He deserves credit. He revolutionized it. So he deserves the credit for it.
Fair enough, yeah. I agree.
Now, if the program, if Mr. Walford Atherton said the Citizenship by Investment program, if he said the SIDF, he said, what you as a moderator should do, look, it is not the citizenship by is that the sugar industry, is that the SIDF fund, it's the Citizenship by Investment program. So at least, he would have then taken and say, okay, well, I will call in the wrong word or the wrong title.
But you notice, for example, when he said, he did say HRF, and he kind of threw me off. I said, HRF, what's that? But in terms of HFR, but those things happen, right? So it's a similar type thing. So maybe he said, based on what you're saying there, maybe he probably may have said the wrong thing or something.
Yeah, too many times. I am in discussion with someone, and I want to speak about the citizenship by investment, and you say SIDF because that is what he has been named now. And like I said, we must give credit to Dr. Douglas. Dr. Douglas revolutionized it. Dr. Timothy Harris did the same because he chopped some fees
that it could more people could have other interest in it. So all of them had a part to play. I am not concerned about who called it what. If it's the same program, you must give credit to whom credit is due. And you cannot take it away from Dr. Douglas that he revolutionized it. So, I'm just asking you, when you have someone on your program and you're the moderator, you must be the moderator. And no one must decide. Because as long as you agree to take calls, it simply means that the public is going to say things that you don't want to hear. But until they start slandering or defame, then you can cut them off. Have a nice day.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, that's a fair take. I gotta say, I tend to sometimes I like to let the people express themselves, but yes, I guess I have to temper that with some maybe a little more Okay, so let's take a break. Hear from our sponsor, Hosford's, and we come back with the final 13 minutes of voices. I'm still taking your calls right up until 1:30. So give me a call. Any topic, elections, Calypso, the CBI. We had Austin Edinburgh here earlier. You may have some questions, comments, concerns you might want to hear. So catch me on the other side.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
No time like now. Our lowest interest rates ever VAT Days auto sales event. There is no time like now to buy or reserve a brand new vehicle at Horsford's. Buy now or reserve for VAT Days and get our lowest interest rates ever. Yes, buy now or reserve for VAT Days in December and get our lowest interest rates ever. What? Yes! There is no time like now to come to Horsford's automotive sales event and get a brand new vehicle now at our lowest interest rates ever. Yes, get your brand new vehicle from Horsford's Automotive now and get our lowest interest rates ever. No time like now. Buy now or reserve for VAT dates now and not only get the lowest interest rates ever, but also get no VAT. Pay nothing for VAT on all model. No down payment. Free bill of sale. Free servicing for 12 months. Up to $1,000 in free groceries or free gas for up to 3 months. Your choice. Free registration and licensing. Free tinting and accessories. And much, much more. It's the no time like now lowest interest rates ever auto sales event at Horsford's Automotive during the entire month of November and December. No time like now to get a brand new vehicle at Horsford's Automotive at the lowest interest rates ever and much more. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details. Fresh Look Paint and Tiles sale. Give your home a fresh look with a fresh coat of paint and a fresh set of tiles. From Horsford's Building and Evil Center's 25% off Fresh Look Paint and Tiles sales event. Yes, come to Horsford's Building and Evil Centers today and get fresh savings of 25% off all paints and tiles store-wide. Come and give your home a fresh new look with fresh savings and fresh new colors. Fresh new piles of tiles in all styles with a fresh 25% off store-wide on all paints and tiles at Horsford's Building and Evil Center. Give your home a fresh start with a fresh new look with fresh new colors, fresh new piles of tiles in all styles, and fresh quality paint at Horsford's Building and Evil Center. Fresh Look 25% off paints and tiles sales event. See store for details.
And we're back with the remaining moments of voices. It's 1:20 and I forgot my phone at home, so hashtag fish out of water. So I'm gonna take your calls. Taking your calls in the remaining time we have. We actually had some voices programs planned for this week, which we realized that we would probably have to postpone because of course you guys know this week is budget week. I think budget starts on Wednesday. So the programs that we had planned, we are definitely gonna probably schedule them probably for next week. So yeah, we'll let you guys know. Let's go back to the phone lines. Voices, you're on the air.
Yes, good afternoon again.
Hi.
I'm glad to hear people trying to clarify the CBI and the SIDF is a part of the citizenship by investment. Now, with the budget coming up, will we have a tax-free budget? Have you heard anything?
No, but something just occurred to me when you said that. Given what you said about the way people spend, I mean, the government is not going to have a problem collecting revenue because people are most, by the way you tell it, people are just going to go and spend the money anyway. And the government is going to collect taxes, VAT, and everything else.
They're collecting less, They're accustomed to collect 70 and they're collecting 5.
Yeah, but let me ask you, as an economist, I've always had the contention that when you reduce taxes, don't you usually end up getting more revenue? I mean, with I know
it happened in 1980. I mean, when the personal income tax was abolished, the government managed to collect more taxes, because the indirect taxes went up. You follow?
Yes.
Now, you see, the only thing with the reduction of taxes, which happened even in the USA, when the last president cut the taxes. Now, according to the economics book, investment should increase. So you expect people to invest in their business and thereby produce more goods and hire more people. But what they discovered is that they took the extra income and began to buy up their own stocks. You know that?
Yes. Yeah. I've been following.
So the money didn't go down as was expected. So when people say, "Oh, if you take less," unless there is some way of preventing companies from diverting the tax back into their own thing, then you're worse off.
But we're closer to home though. Here's what I'm asking. Okay, the VAT is 17%. I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. I remember when the VAT was instituted. I remember they projected making a certain amount of money the first year, and they ended up making more. So, I guess what I'm asking is, if the VAT was, couldn't we get by if the VAT was 10%? I mean, wouldn't that goose?
Well, maybe not right now, because remember, economic activity is lower.
No, but I just mean hypothetically, not necessarily.
Yeah, hypothetical, but we got to deal with the practical. You see, I think a lot of us having discussion without taking a look at the present economic situation and the forecasted, because that to me is somehow being overlooked. Because if all of the larger economies projecting recession or whatever, and they are our main market. They're our main market, eh? Our economy is tied up, embedded in theirs. So any fallout they have, we feel it harder. So therefore I am saying, any plans we make must have in it some resilience, some way of lessening the impact. Now because government cut taxes under COVID, I don't think they'll start again. It went from 23, I think, to 25, somewhere down there, so?
Yeah, the corporate tax, right?
Right.
Yes.
And then the non-incorporated went from 4 to 2. Now, will they revive it? Because these questions have to be asked, unless we don't deal with it. In terms of employment, do we expect to have a surge in employment?
But where is the sweet spot? Where is the sweet spot for taxation levels in terms of balancing?
I don't know, because
balancing consistent growth and let's say depressing the economy.
But there has to be increased economic activity first. So there's got to be some means of providing more employment, because that will lead to more consumption. Because the C plus I plus G plus X minus M, you know that. But what now, we're only focusing on the consumption. Investment and savings is what really have to push the economy.
Yes.
And if there is little or no saving, then there can be little or no investment. Because that is where we need to be putting our emphasis on it. Saving. So while we appreciate the increase in consumption, there should be some kind of corresponding increase in savings. So everybody pushing all they could consume more, and no savings. Now that is why you find the government is burdened with these lot of heavy social safety nets. And if you think it was bad before, now if you take off some of the people on PAP, let's get to PAP, right? They said 100 and so coming off. It is a known fact that there are thousands of civil servants earning less than 3,000. You know that?
Yes.
Yes. So you kind of not clean out civil servants. And it don't make sense to say, well, you're going to carry up the salary to 500 because you know how the private sector react. They don't have to say no, you know. Just like when it went to 360, all they did, they reduced the hours. So they were the wage bill didn't change much. And it therefore puts more pressure on the government to provide the safety nets. So we have got to find a way. If we seriously want to reduce the PAP, reduce those safety nets, you got to find work for them.
Yeah,
and putting them on step is not providing work, you know.
Yeah.
It's just another social safety net.
I just wonder where it ends with all of these.
It ends by providing opportunities for employment, real employment. So there have got to be investment that provides employment. And we don't see that. Because some of the private sector could do more, you know. Some of them load up with the government workers the step. And every time the government says, look, pay half, some of them threaten to send home the workers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is why I say you don't have to always facilitate them. Because why are you going to have 5, 6, 7 on your payroll? And you can't think about giving them even 500?
Yeah.
The government had asked for half, you know. In which country you have that? So Dr. Jones, he says he has an economic council. They have got to look beyond just giving out. Because you're only increasing consumption. And then the point of the consumption is that we import most of the goods we consume. You follow?
Yes.
So we don't even get the full, they were buying the yam and the potato and the local made clothes and stuff. Then you would see something, but if nearly everything we consume, anytime the government is like a bucket with a hole in the bottom. It pours in and it pours out.
Yeah.
And so somebody was saying they need, I think it's the minister, we need more accommodation. We need those who are owners of hotel accommodation to do some of their own marketing. You know, some of them just sit down there and expect the government to do it for them.
Yes, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, some of them don't spend a cent. They sit down there and, the government supposed, you know, we have become such a dependent place.
Yes, you know, we really...
We stop thinking now.
We really have to we could have a whole show on the dependency culture, the handout culture we have.
Yeah, we handout culture. You see, even the 20,000 they're offering.
Yes.
It reminds me of the 50,000 and the 100,000 we had. That's before the Labour government changed in 2015. You ask, where are the goods? Where are the businesses? Where are the jobs? Our people have got to understand that CBI today may not be CBI tomorrow, you know. If the government did not change in 2015, they would have said, bad go. Because the U.S. government was intent on shutting it down. the UK and Canada and other countries were planning to close it down. So they had to go and start again. So our people got to understand, if you're given a chance, because they're giving chances other people don't get in other countries. And if somebody's selling clothes, for heaven's sake, what you want to sell clothes for? We need to be more creative.
Yes.
Oh, well, jam to play music, so I want the money, and then they can't sing it. The money gone for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and this party politics thing is killing us. Because you take our people off a pap and you put on your people. You take off 5, put on 5, we're still the same place. Our people have got to, that's why we're talking about this 3-day VAT reduction day. The more you give it, the more they're going to spend, and then, Dr. Joe ain't giving him nothing, as if he's a father. Come January morning, you're going, they ain't got nothing to eat. And then they're going into these troops that require them to pay 3 months' salary for an outfit. We just don't, we have never been pressed to make wise economic decisions and a financial decision. Our governments don't do it, and we don't do it. The money there, we spend it. The money there, we spend it, and then we go. We want to take a walk back to the IMF. I want to encourage Dr. Joe. I'm dead serious enough because I like him. Okay. Many of the people who they are those who walk the path to the IMF. And they don't see it as anything. And another thing, I want him to begin to prepare to buy back the land. When you get extra, rather than share it out, start buying back our land. Because you're going to be faced with so-called investors who are interested in land speculation. That's what they do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Land speculation, or they want a project and then they close it down and sell the land. Start to buy back the land for the people. With all the money that we had, the 999 million, half of that could have been used to buy back our lands. But we're waiting for investors to come to get it for nothing. You know, we got to be serious about we're looking for investors to do what?
I agree.
You know, I mean, we really, we ain't talking, Miss Henry. God bless Miss Henry, see?
Okay, on that note, I got to shut it down for...
I encourage all people to pray for the Prime Minister. Pray for him. Pray for him. Because the devil done planned some of them right in his camp to put him off track. Those who got eyes to see and ears to hear, let them pray for him that he do like Solomon, ask God for wisdom. All right then.
Okay, Miss Henry, that was great, a great weigh-in as usual. Wishing Sylvian all the best for the season. Okay, that's gonna do it for today's edition of Voices. Like I was saying earlier, we had some great shows planned for this week, Wednesday and Friday, but then remember that this week is actually budget week, so we will probably reschedule those shows to next week. So it was nice. This segment of Voices is brought to you by Hosfords, and keep your ears peeled until we let you know when the next edition of Voices will be. Like I said, budget starts on Wednesday, and likely will probably go until Friday. So nice you could join us. And that's going to do it for Voices. Good afternoon.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Trish, let's go. The bus is about to leave.
You go. Tell mommy I had detention.
I'm not lying to mommy. Where are you going?
I have a date.
A date? Shh. Don't shush me. Where are you going?